In this video, we're going to look at false friends between Hungarian and English. If we're meeting for the first time, my name's Alistair. On this channel, we have all types of advice, lessons and tips about English, languages and accents. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. A false friend is a word that is regularly confused with a word in another language because the two words look or sound similar. In Hungarian, they are called hamis barátai. For example, this word in English, chat, means to talk casually with someone, whereas in French, it is spelled the same, pronounced chat, and means cat. So why Hungarian? The Hungarian language, or magyar nyelv, is a Finno-Ugric language, along with Finnish and Estonian, and is the official language of the country of Hungary, known as Magyarország. It is one of the 24 official languages of the EU, the European Union. It has 13 million native speakers worldwide, many living in the regions of the neighbouring countries of Slovakia, Slovenia, Croatia, Serbia, Romania, Austria and the Ukraine. In my experience, knowing these false friends helps Hungarian speakers learning English and English speakers learning Hungarian. Let's kick things off with an extremely important one. Láger and Lager. A lager is a concentration camp. Terrible places where people were deliberately imprisoned because of their nationality, their political or their religious beliefs. They usually had to live in an exceptionally small area and had to endure horrific conditions, often without food or water or somewhere to sleep. They often had to do intense manual labour, and unfortunately it often ended in mass execution. Perhaps Auschwitz is one of the most infamous. On the other hand, a lager is a type of beer. This next one could lead to some very funny conversations and is thankfully more light-hearted than the first false friend. Farmer and farmer. Farmer translates as jeans, whereas a farmer is someone who works in a field, perhaps wearing a pair of jeans, which would confuse things even more. In Hungarian, this is földműves. Next, we have a rather common area, as the meanings are similar and it's a very easy mistake to make. Dekád and Decade. A decade is a period of 10 days, whereas a decade is a period of 10 years. In Hungarian, évtized. You can see how this could lead to confusion. Imagine this conversation between Hungarian parents at their local school in the UK. We're new in the area, we've only been here for a decade and we're looking for a new school for our child. Sorry, you've been here a decade? Yes, we've only just arrived and everything seems new. You understand the confusion. The bottom line is that false friends and the confusion that comes from them are really important. Our fourth false friends are Deviza and Device. Deviza is foreign currency, money that does not come from your own country. A device is an object or machine that has been invented for a particular purpose or use. This next one might be my favourite in the whole video. Impregnál and Impregnate. If you impregnal something, you waterproof it. You don't allow water through it. This is essential for any camping trip in the UK. However, if you impregnate something, it's quite the opposite. You allow it to absorb water, to take water in. It's quite the opposite. Precisely what you don't want to do on a wet camping trip. Impregnate can, of course, also mean to make a woman or a female animal pregnant. By the way, this video is part of my False Friends series. I'll put a link to the playlist up here, and I'll also include it below in the YouTube description, so make sure to check it out after you've watched this video. Next, we have Keksz and Cakes. Keksz are biscuits like these, whereas cakes look something like these. Both tasty, of course. What's your favourite, biscuits or cakes? Our seventh false friend is another one that's really easy to confuse. Mappa and Map. A mappa is a folder and a map is a map. Térkép in Hungarian. Be careful, if you're lost and looking for directions, a mappa will not help you. What you need is a map or your phone and a good internet connection. Now, this one matters if you're interested in food, especially following a recipe in a foreign language. Pasta and Pasta. Pasta does not mean pasta. It translates as paste, which you may well use in your pasta, so you can see the confusion. Be very careful with this one. If you know any more false friends between Hungarian and English, comment them below. Lektor and Lecture. A lector is either a lecturer or a proofreader, a person who checks texts before they're printed or put online, a proofreader. A lecture is a formal talk, usually when only one person speaks, often to groups of students in university. I really like this last one. Massive and Massive. Massive translates as sturdy, something that is physically strong and unlikely to be broken, often because it is solid. On the other hand, if something is massive, it is just extremely large. For more false friends between English and other languages, check out some of these videos. We've got Russian, Spanish, French, and German. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in one of these videos.